Welcome to the Midlife Reinvention Podcast. I'm your host, Kavita, and the founder of Power Purpose Play, a global community of women in midlife. I'm here to tell you that it's your time now to rediscover what has always been inside of you and bring that out into the world. If you're wondering what's next, but don't know quite what that is, or if you feel a twinge in your heart telling you that you have so much more to do and so much more to offer, you're in the right place. Ask yourself, if not now, when? Do you want to leave your job, start your own business, take control of your health, reignite the passion in your marriage, write that book, or at least that first chapter? Transitions like this can be daunting, but through listening to my story and interviews with incredible women every week, I hope to inspire you to take action. I rediscovered myself after the age of 50, and I know you can too. It's my time now to help you do just that. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. Before we dive into this next episode, I'm thrilled to invite you to join a transformational group coaching program called It's My Time Now, Rediscovering Yourself as you transition in your career and life. The 6-week program begins the week of September 18th and is open to a small group of like-minded women who are asking themselves, what's next? Through comprehensive tools, exercises, templates, videos, and 6 90-minute live group training sessions, I will be your guide and accountability partner on this journey of rediscovery. If you are confused about your next steps in your career, maybe you've been laid off or are re-entering the workforce, are thinking of retiring or even starting your own business, this program is for you. Go to itsmytimenowcoaching.com/group to find out more details and to register. Spaces are limited and filling up quickly, so take advantage of this unique group training opportunity today. Welcome, my friends, to another episode of the Midlife Reinvention Podcast. And welcome to a new season of possibilities. A new school year, new work opportunities, new relationships, new health, new travel. It's exciting, isn't it? But it can also be daunting, and you may experience a whole range of emotions. In the podcast and training that follows, I will help you uncover the 3 common emotions we face as we face these transitions in our life. Whether that is a career or otherwise, these 3 emotions of confusion, self-doubt, and a lack of confidence are very common. Enjoy the training, but before we get into that, I was contemplating on how we all make goals and plans and set milestones for ourselves. And I realized that all of these things are great, but they're also external. They are manifestations of what we want, and when we achieve them, we really feel good about ourselves. What I want to share and what I am training myself and others to do is to be happy now. Appreciate yourself now and all that is good now. Believe that what you want to manifest physically in the future, whether that's more money, a better relationship, better health, a better job, will happen if you truly believe it and visualize it and feel it now. Thoughts do turn to things, and if we dwell on what we don't have, more of what we don't have will come to us. But if we think about how it would feel if we had those things today and believe truly in our hearts that it's true, more of that will come to us. Take action which is inspirational, but then let it go. The final thought I had for today, which I want to share, is this. Why are you doing what you're doing? Does it bring you happiness? Better yet, ask yourself, why do you want that thing in the future in the first place? Why do you want that better job, the more money, better health? Ask yourself 5 why questions in a row to dig deep into the heart of the answer. Ultimately, it will be some form of, because it will make me happy when I receive it. if we receive that happiness now, rather than waiting for that thing to make us happy, that thing will manifest in our lives. So enjoy the following training and remember your why, my friend. Hi, my friend, and welcome. My name is Kavita Ahuja, and I'm the founder of It's My Time Now Coaching. Thank you for being here. My passion is to help people like you who may be going through a career or life transition to figure out what's next. My goal with today's training is to help you begin to overcome the 3 common emotions you may be feeling as you're transitioning in your career. If you are experiencing a shift in your career or other aspects of your life, you may be experiencing the 3 common emotions. The first one is confusion. Where do I even begin to figure out what to do next and what I really want? The second is self-doubt. Feelings of not being good enough or that you're not even capable of doing what you really want to do. And the third is a lack of confidence, which is really stopping you in your tracks from taking the next step towards your future. Do these 3 resonate with you? I understand what you may be going through because I went through these same emotions many years ago. I want to say on the outset that I hear you and I feel you and I can understand what you might be going through. In the next about 15 minutes or so, I will give you my guidance and expertise on how you can begin to overcome these 3 things as you're going through a career transition. You may be wondering, who am I and why should you be listening to me? As I said before, my name is Kavita Ahuja, and I'm a certified career and life transitions coach. I'm also a podcaster. I'm a course creator, a writer, and a speaker. But I was not always all of these things. I was previously in the corporate pharmaceutical industry as a successful specialty sales consultant. I was in this industry for about 25 years with more and more senior roles, receiving multiple awards for my achievements. My career was comfortable and I did enjoy it for many years. However, something shifted inside of me around the time I turned 50. A little voice inside of me began to question whether this is what I really wanted to do for the rest of my life. I was comfortable for sure, but was I growing? Was I using all my strengths in my current position? Was I passionate about what I was doing and did it align with my values? At the same time, other things were going on in my life. My grown boys were leaving for college and we were becoming empty nesters. I was going through some health changes and my long-term relationships were okay, but needed some rekindling. I was questioning myself and wondering, who am I? What do I really want? And how do I get there? It was an unsettling time for me for sure. And if you're going through a similar situation, I'm guessing you can relate. Do you ever ask yourself these same questions that I did? Are you feeling fulfilled with your current work, or do you believe there is more about yourself you need to rediscover? Is there something buried within you that you really want to bring out into the world, but you just don't know how? Do you want to live a life of regret or no regrets, or at least less regrets than you are now if you look back at your life when you're 80 years old? As I dug more into this, I realized that I was certainly not alone. Many women especially were going through exactly what I was going through and had the same feelings I did. They wanted to make a career transition, but at the same time were experiencing many different emotions. The main ones, again, were confusion, doubt, self-doubt, and a lack of confidence. It became my mission then and my passion to figure out how I was going to reinvent myself and overcome these fears, and how I was going to take other people through the same journey that I was, a journey of rediscovery. So I studied and I researched and I interviewed countless women and I developed a transformational process of rediscovery, which I have used and since then have taken countless women through with great success. And this process is called the pyramid of reinvention. I'm here today to give you a glimpse into this process and to help you really understand how you can begin to overcome the confusion, the self-doubt, and the lack of confidence as you embark on this new journey in your life. So let's start with confusion. Perhaps you've been laid off, or perhaps you're re-entering the workforce after an extended absence. Perhaps you're considering changing roles within your current company or moving to an entirely different company in a different capacity. Perhaps you're considering retiring or even starting your own business, but you don't even know where to begin. You are confused. Can you relate to this? The first thing that you need to do to tackle this confusion is to rediscover who you really are. But what does that really even mean? If you begin to break down who you are at this moment, not who you were 10 or 20 years ago, your confusion will lessen. You can do this by asking yourself some questions. And the first one is, what are my strengths or superpowers? Ask yourself, what are the top 3 things I am really good at? What 3 talents have I developed that make me really successful at what I do? Then make a list of all of your successes, even little ones that you don't think are that significant. Celebrate yourself. Often we don't take the time to celebrate our successes or any of the great things that we have done. Another great exercise is to ask 3 other people who know you very well. What do they come to you for advice? What do they think are your superpowers? Look at their answers and reflect, and do they align with yours? Finally, ask yourself, am I using my talents or superpowers to the best of my ability? How can I use my talents even more or in a different way that can make me more energized? When you ask these questions of yourself, you will see that you begin to uncover things about yourself that you never really even thought of. Try doing these exercises. You're welcome to stop the video and journal the answers, and you'll be amazed to see what you rediscover about yourself. The next step to decrease your confusion is to rediscover your passions. What makes your heart sing? Often there's a disconnect between what we are doing and what we are really passionate about. The first thing you can do is ask yourself, if I had no limitations on time, money, beliefs, or processes, what are the 5 things that I would do? What would make my heart sing or make me jump out of bed in the morning? Don't think too hard about this. Write down the first thing that comes into your mind or that makes you feel good. Secondly, you can ask yourself, if you think about your current work or what you are doing to fill your time right now, which tasks can you get so involved in that the time just seems to pass by and you don't know where it went? What were you doing at that moment when you were in complete flow? And thirdly, you can ask yourself, if I could design my own job, what would it be? Who would I serve and why? Another fun exercise is to look at memorabilia from your past, maybe old photos or letters or yearbooks from when you were, say, a child of 6 or 8 years old. Remind yourself who you were like or what you used to be. What sort of kid were you? What excited you at that time? What did you want to be when you grew up? Can you bring that same passions of when you were a child into what you're doing now? When we allow ourselves to think about what we really are passionate about, we open up our minds to possibilities that honestly we never even thought existed before. So if you'd like, you can stop the video and answer these previous questions and journal them. What did you rediscover about yourself? The third step to decrease your confusion is to rediscover your values. Ask yourself, what are you prioritizing right now? And what were you prioritizing, let's say, 10 years ago? And what has changed? What does that say about your values? Also, it's important to consider, what kind of contribution do you want to make to the world? Who do you want to serve again and why? If you could choose your top 5 values, what would they be? When we ask ourselves these questions again, we can evaluate if our current work is aligned to our current values. And if not, how can we incorporate our values into what we are doing on a daily basis? So if you'd like, stop the video again and answer and journal the questions. And ask yourself, what did you discover about yourself? So in order to reduce confusion at this stage of our transitions, you can also do these exercises and also answer, what is my ikigai? You may have heard of this term, and it originated in one of the blue zones in Okinawa, Japan, where some of the largest numbers of 100-year-old or centenarians live. They have uncovered their ikigai, or their reason for being. What is your ikigai? This comes at the intersection of 4 elements. The first is, what are you good at, or what we just discussed, your strengths. The second is, what do you love, or as we just discussed, what are your passions? The third is, what does the world need? And that relates to your values. And the fourth is, what can you be paid for? By looking at the intersection of all these 4 elements, you can uncover your ikigai. And when you do that, your confusion about what your next steps will be reduced. You will develop a clearer picture of what you should be doing next. So, by rediscovering your strengths, your passion, your values, and uncovering your ikigai, you will begin to reduce the level of confusion you may be feeling as you face a career transition. Hi, my friend. Kavita here. Do you often feel blocked from moving forward? We all feel that way at times. These are referred to as energy blocks. I've created a short, actionable PDF guide to help you release your negative energy blocks. Click the link in the description to download it now for free. Now, let's get back to the episode. So, the second emotion you may be feeling right now is self-doubt. Feelings of not being good enough, or that you're not capable of doing what you really want to do. At the outset, I want to stress to you that these feelings are normal. The feelings of some sort of I'm not good enough in any way or form can take the form of, for example, I'm not qualified enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not experienced enough, or not worthy enough. All these not enoughs. And I'm guessing they may sound familiar to you. In the coaching world, we term this our inner critics, or that gremlin voice that tells us in one way or the other that we are not good enough. So how do we begin to release these feelings of self-doubt? The first thing you can do is to acknowledge that the presence of this inner critic. Then ask yourself, why is it here at this moment? Recognize that this is not you, but a part of you that you can externalize. When you ask yourself, why is this inner critic or gremlin here? You will realize that it is here to protect you and keep you in your comfort zone. When does it show up? Usually when you're about to embark on something new. And the result of that is that it causes you not to take the action, and it limits you or keeps you playing small. One powerful way of releasing this inner critic or gremlin is to first acknowledge its presence. And then second, ask yourself, why is it here? It's very powerful to actually name your gremlin and put a face or a picture to it. When it shows up, say to it, thank you very much for being here. I know you're here to protect me, but I don't need protection from you anymore. I've got this. Next, remove the gremlin from the scene. Lower its voice or physically remove it from your shoulder. You will see, as you acknowledge the presence of your gremlin and remove it, it will visit you less and less. And with that, your self-doubt will be reduced. You will gain the confidence to take your next steps. And you will be able to move out of your comfort zone to a zone of creativity and forward momentum. So try this exercise. Put a name and face to your gremlin and remove it from the scene when it shows up. You can stop the video right now if you'd like and try this exercise. How did it feel to help, and how did it help to reduce your feelings of self-doubt? The final common emotion that we all face when experiencing a career transition is a lack of confidence. So, why is it important to be confident? Confidence helps us take our first steps and helps us to avoid procrastination. And it also helps us move forward from our comfort zone into our growth zones. It allows us to shift from a limited mindset to a growth mindset. So, what are some ways we can build our confidence? Through small actions every day, we can slowly begin to build our confidence to take the next steps. For example, it's often about the words we say. Communicating with authority can help build our confidence. Try and rid of some of the commonly used undermining words or phrases that you may be using. For example, the word just, I just think, or actually, I actually disagree. How about the word sorry? Sorry to bother you, but what about, does that make sense? Versus saying, I look forward to hearing your views. Catch yourself using these common undermining words and try to stop yourself, and you'll see how your confidence increases. The other thing that will help to look at our confidence is the actions that we take or don't take. For example, we sometimes want to make sure that everything is absolutely perfect before we put it out into the world, or feel that maybe we just need one more qualification before we apply for that job. Or maybe we just ask too many other people's opinions without actually relying on our own. What about not really telling our own story with authenticity, or putting ourselves out there for fear of judgment, or not negotiating our true value? Do you catch yourself doing some of these things? Think about what would happen if you didn't do them and how your confidence would soar. The main thing that causes us to lose confidence is our thoughts. We think about future consequences of what can happen with our actions. What will people think? What if I fail? The key is to remain in present moment awareness. You can't control the future, and there's no sense regretting the mistakes of the past. Try to control your present thoughts to be positive, and you will see how your confidence will soar. There's so many little things that we can do on a daily basis to increase our confidence, and I have put them together in a handy sheet called the Daily Habits to Building Confidence. For taking the time to listen to me today, I'm giving you this free guide. It's something that you can print out and put on your wall to help you increase your confidence daily. You can click the link below to receive your free copy of this valuable guide. So, I've reviewed ways to overcome the 3 common things that we all experience when going through career or life transitions: confusion, self-doubt, and a lack of confidence. I hope my insights and tips have been useful for you. When we take the time to ask ourselves these important questions and be open to the answers, we can learn so much about ourselves, and this forms the foundation of true transformation. If you found this information valuable and would like to dive deeper into my process called the Pyramid of Reinvention, I invite you to join me for my upcoming group coaching program called It's My Time Now, starting the week of September 18th, for a small group of like-minded women who are asking themselves, what's next? You will have access to 6 weeks of transformational coaching, 6 90-minute live group coaching sessions, access to my full online course, which is complete with exercises and tools templates and videos, and the ability to interact with me and a small group of women for motivation and accountability. For listening to this training today, you will receive my 28-day guide to building confidence, as well as a guide to reversing your negative thought patterns. In addition, a transformative guided visualization and meditation about our inner mentor. Thank you for listening, and go to It's My Time Now coaching/group.com, where you will see all the details of my upcoming group coaching program, along with a link to register. Again, go to It's My Time Now coaching/group.com to get more information and to register. I can't wait to see you there. Remember, it is your time now to figure out who you are, what you really want, and how to get there. Remember, if not now, then when? Again, go to It's My Time Now coaching/group.com, and let's continue on your journey to rediscover yourself as you transition in your career and your life. Thanks for listening.